welcome, assalamu alaikum, day 3 of the Nations Cup here. We've already crowned our top 8 teams, but now we're gonna take a little side trip so you guys can see a little more Tekken with the Captain Circle.
أعزائنا المشاهدين أعزائنا الحضور اليوم عندنا المباريات مختلفة لكن قبل نبدأ فيها مباريات التوب 8 راح نلعب فيها مباريات الكابتن سيركل اللي راح تحدد منهم أبطال من الفرق اللي خرجوا معنا في هذه المنافسة. راح نشوف منافسة من نوع مختلف وراح تكون بخروج المغلوب. عندنا المنتخبات المشاركين هم المنتخبات اللي كانوا معنا من 16 منتخب لكن اللي ما قدروا يكملون باقي المشوار معنا باقي التوب 8. منافسات اليوم راح تكون مختلفة.
And the way this works is the teams will play one best of 5. That means if they win this best of 5, they move on. But the captains have the option of choosing who plays. Remember, this is single elimination. So if they lose this best of 5, they're out of there.
صحيح هذا شيء برضو لازم أذكر لكم إياه أن نظام المباراة هذه هي نظام خروج المغلوب وراح يلعبون بيست أوف 5. فعلا الفائز يقدر يكمل باقي المشوار ولاعب واحد بس راح يختاره الكابتن في هذه المباراة هو اللي راح يلعب فيها والباقيين راح يكملون أو خلينا نقول راح يعززوا له من وراء المباراة.
Now, even though these teams are all eliminated from the main bracket, they do have an opportunity to get more money. That first team will be none other than Bolivia! Bolivia coming out with the shades on, looking extra cool to get to this money. I like to see it. Great players all around. My interest is who is going to be playing first on this team, who will the captain choose, and who is going to get that W.
منتخب بوليفيا شفنا مستوى منه رهيب اللي قبل كان معنا في المنافسات الماضية. أنا متأكد أنهم راح يرجعون الشغف بشكل أكبر في هذه المباراة. ما زال عندهم فرصة في هذه البطولة الجانبية اللي راح نشوفها كلها اليوم وراح نعرف أبطالها في هذه المنافسة. لكن تدرون من هو منافس هذا الفريق اللي راح نرحب فيه هنا على المسرح وأذكركم أن هي مباراة خروج المغلوب الخسران بينهم راح يطلع منها. أعزائنا المشاهدين أعزائنا الحضور رحبوا معنا في منتخب جنوب أفريقيا.
South Africa once again gracing the stage. Always a pleasure to see these guys represented. And on top of that, you guys get to see more good-ass tech, and you can't ask for more. But these guys are going to get an opportunity to get a little more money. Once again, I want to know who on this team is going to take on who's on this team. And it's all the captain's choice.
المباراة هذه برضو زي ما قلنا لكم قبل شوي ما راح تكون سهلة لكن شفنا منتخب جنوب أفريقيا كانت بداياته شوي صعبة لكن هذه الفرصة للمنتخبين أنهم يعوضون عن الخسارات اللي كانت في المرة الماضية. درسوا خصومهم شافوا لعبهم عرفوا تكتيكاتهم لكن هالمرة راح تكون مختلفة. عندنا الكباتن راح يحددون من اللي راح يلعب المباراة الحالية اللي راح تكون بيست اوف 5 وفرصة واحدة بس اللي راح تحدد اللي يكمل باقي معنا المشوار.
Players, take your seats. Get ready to play some Tekken. Get ready for the next battle and get ready for the commentators.
أعزائنا المشاهدين المباراة الحالية راح نبداها فخلونا ننتقل مع المعلقين.
Welcome everyone to the Captain Circle tournament. We're gonna have Bolivia going up against South Africa. Rip here with Majin Obama. How are you feeling, sir?
That's right. We've been talking about it all week, man. Gamers8, Land of the Heroes, Captain Circle. These are some crazy naming conventions for these tournaments, man. But here we go, right? This is the set of 8 teams that unfortunately not going to qualify for the main bracket that we're going to be seeing play out here later today and tomorrow. But for a lot of the teams that are still in the running here, this is still a very important event. Obviously, lion's share of $50,000 US. And we got to talk about that, too. I brought it up yesterday. bruh, in this economy, for some of these regions and some of these players that are playing here, you know, not just for pride, of course, obviously being able to represent their country is a big deal, but $50,000 goes a long way in some of the countries that you're seeing these players come from, and you got to imagine that they're looking at that with hungry eyes.
Exactly, and I wonder if these are the players, right? Because it's going to be Noel versus Callum Bukes here, it looks like. Bolivia versus South Africa, coin flip for sides. Who looks like the winner there to you?
Looks like Callum was the winner, and I mean, I think looking at the bracket, right, when we saw South Africa come up against this Bolivian team that, you know, props to MYK, he talked about it at the beginning, and maybe, dude, in the Tekken cinematic universe, maybe in another timeline, maybe they're not in this bracket, maybe they're in the other one, right?
Yeah.
Because they played a hell of a group stage, man, and it's really unfortunate that the numbers worked out the way they did, that they're playing here, but I think Noel was probably their top performer. I would have to imagine Toho as well. Put up some pretty good plays.
Yeah, I believe Toho was the one who took out Ulsan in the Korea group battle.
Be huge. I don't think anybody had that pen to have.
No way. And yeah, it is going to be these two, Noel versus Callum Bukes, Steve Fox versus Eddie Gordo, what we probably expect to see here. But yeah, this should be fun. Noel's such an aggressive Steve player too. I haven't seen a Steve that's this aggressive. Usually I'm used to seeing Steve's more passive, waiting for the counter hits, waiting for the opponent to run into some buttons, but not with Noel. He goes and makes his counter hits happen.
That dude was
himself.
holding fort. Holding fort, like northeast the entire time he was playing, pretty much. Just letting the ones and twos fly from there. But also Callum Bukes, you know, you had a chance to, obviously, you know, you're from there, you've been out there, right, Rip?
Yeah,
Talk to me about the South Africa scene, man.
No, I actually haven't gotten to see the South African Tekken scene yet, right? Like, I mean, I was born in the country and I came over to USA, etc., but I've only ever visited my family down there. And, you know, I think this year I'm supposed to head out there for the TWT Challenger event, so that's going to be my first experience to see the South African Tekken scene maybe firsthand. But Callum I did meet at the TWT finals in Amsterdam, and, you know, he was very nervous out there, obviously very young player, very big opportunity traveling internationally for the first time. Like, I remember him arriving in Amsterdam and be like, dude, it's cold. Is it really this cold outside of South Africa? Like, he's confused about the weather. So now, you know, more internationally well-versed, so we'll see how he does here.
He's building that experience, right?
For sure.
That's the theme, I think, with a lot of the players on some of these teams this weekend, too, is, you know, we talked about Callum. There's articles on some websites talking to Callum Bukes in 2019, even at that time, where he's talking about competing in Tekken and how he wants South African community to be represented on larger, more international stages. COVID happens, we transition to these online challenger events. He wins one, they pop him a flight up to the final, and now he's living what he said, right?
That's
but
crazy.
We're seeing, I think, a very young player from a community, you know, that doesn't get a lot of opportunities, and he's trying to make the most of it. Being able to take these experiences, you can speak to this, I think, is like, with this game, there are times where you play people who are a lot better than you, and you can perceive that gap in ability, right? And while maybe that's not enough right then and there to be able to make you a better player, the experience of seeing that and perceiving that can change the way you think about the game, change the way you look at the game, and change the way you think about how you play it.
Oh, of course, yeah. For that player who experienced that himself, but also, you know, his region and all the players in his region, you know, when he comes back, they see like, yo, you got to that part of the stage, of the world stage, I want to get there one day too now, you know, like, let's train. And so I think it changed the perception for everybody around in the community. And obviously now I feel like if you're in South Africa, you're part of that community, you've seen Callum in multiple international events, now you're starting to think like, wait a second, this is something that might actually be possible for me as well. Like, I've gotten close to beating this guy in a tournament before. I got a round on him.
The rising tide raises all the ships, right? So on the other hand, you know, this Bolivian team too, kind of a similar story in a way. It's just not a lot of opportunities out there. They get the chance to travel as a squad like this too. That's the important thing, man. You can't forget the team dynamic at play here. Traveling as a squad like this, and they looked like they were bro, when they were rolling yesterday, it looked like they were having fun and kind of feeding off each other's energy and stuff. Toho was doing stances and stuff in between rounds. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Like, I don't know, he was letting some back 2-4s fly pretty wild there, but okay, you know, they're having fun with it and everything. But I think looking at the roster and just looking at the performance overall, we're not surprised that this is the matchup. Likely going to be Steve versus Eddie here, I have to imagine, unless Noel's got to build another surprise for us. But let's see how this one goes. How you feel?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking in the selector match, I think we saw Noel actually bring another kick, but it doesn't even matter. There it is on the screen already. Eddie Gordo versus Steve Fox. South Africa versus Bolivia. First to 3 here, best of 5. Single elimination format, which is also pretty wild. Like, you really have to send your player that you think is going to get it done against this entire other team, and the entire weight of the team is on your shoulders.
Yeah, I guess a question that I have too, for some of the other teams in the bracket is like, you have who you look at in some of these squads, and you're like, okay, this is the de facto like anchor or coach. But do you stick to that, or do you kind of look at how they performed over the past 2 days and maybe like there's some teams where maybe you could throw in another player, I think, or maybe this player didn't quite perform to the level of expectation, but then this one overachieved, right? And I'm like, man, if you're hot, like I'd maybe put it on their shoulders. I don't know.
It's so hard, especially because like a lot of these guys will be friends, right? And then someone's obviously the captain.
Yeah.
But how do you determine who's going to be the one to go up in the situation? Especially when you get to teams that have 3 good players and like you don't really know the matchups. It's rough. I'm glad to not be in that position to make that decision. Put it that way. Mishima Dojo though for game 1.
Yeah, we heard the analyst talking a little bit about this too. Steve, he's got to be okay to kind of nickel and dime a little bit, try to keep his wits around him, and be able to check relax as much as possible with. I'm guessing when he's going to try to snipe him with uppercut or something like that.
We'll see. I mean, as far as I'm used to be like down 2-1, but I'll see what Noel decides to do here. Noel obviously is going to have a lot of experience. If you're out in South America, you have to know how to play against Eddie Gordo.
Yeah, Sonic Fang is going to probably be an important tool in this matchup too.
Oh my gosh, just clipped him coming in.
Sidestep, double kicks, going to get the launch, going to get the wall.
Yeah, quick early from Callum here, going with the low pokes and paying off here. And Noel is so aggressive. He's always tapping forward, and he just got clipped coming in that time. That's a good keep out strategy from Callum.
Yeah, good awareness. Good read ahead of time.
We got strength though. And in this instance, when you're Steve Fox, this is where you back off like, all right, come to me, let me find a counter it, right? Like you got the life lead. That's Steve's favorite place to be, but oh my gosh!
Just as you said that, he finds one. Big counter hit back one. The equalizer.
Big time.
Side to the wall there.
Yeah, you see Callum, he wants that side to be before caught earlier. And now the down 2-1.
Good challenges here, good interrupt. Drive to the wall, mid.
Yeah, solid defense from Noel there. He would have taken the low launcher there because the wall's right behind it. Not a lot of damage could have gotten out of it anyway. Punish that, it's over. All right, Noel tied it up.
Round 3.
Man, I love watching how stressed out the teammates are in the back. It's one of my favorite parts of this. You can't do nothing but hope your player wins for you. Punish, nice.
Representing the low and then just run up counter hit?
How does he find that? I mean, he obviously has a lot of experience dashing in people's faces, but to find his back
Oh my god!
Oh boy, a punch counter on Eddie in his face. Yo, Noel.
That's kind of a tell to me. Like he's confident. He definitely found something there. Just mid low touch like that, double dash in the counter hit back one, and then punch counter like that.
That's ridiculous. Noel, a special kind of Steve player out here.
Definitely felt like a momentum switch, but Callum Bukes trying to slow it down as much as possible. There you go.
Yeah,
finally representing Sonic.
Solid deep with Callum with the down 2-1 block, so that's not easy to do. Not a lot of damage, still. Might as well go for low break.
Ducking push to the wall here. Gets the nosebleed off the down 4-2, but again, parallel to the wall here.
Yeah, these players and teams did get to see the bracket last night. They knew who they were going to be going up against, so you knew that this was a potential matchup here.
Flickers in the lows.
Oh boy. Get the pick up. Doesn't take the high, but oh my goodness, got the counter it anyway. Noel closing out game 1. 3 rounds to 1. Man, one step closer.
That first game in a set like this too, probably like first to 3 in this situation. That first game has to be a load off your shoulder. You know both of these guys were on that stage nervous as well.
Oh, for sure. And Noel lost the first round there. It's like, uh-oh, what's happening? Brings it back 3 straight. Started finding the counter hits, got into his flow. Tons of damage there. Yeah, the punch.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I guess, yeah, when you're up in Eddie's face, he's not really going to throw out many kicks. All the counter hits too.
Yeah, just what, like a jab read there, I guess?
Yeah. Frame trap probably. Mishima building coming in for game 2 now. And this has been the look on South Africa's team. The majority of the time, it's like hands on chin thinking about it. What do we got to do here? What do we do to adapt? I feel like in general, Callum's playstyle, he's always kind of playing from behind.
Fight.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
He's pretty good at that.
There's just raw silence and then just boom.
Ducking the grab attempt. Noel looking sharp right now. All right, some back 2-3. That's what I love to see out of Eddie now. Back 2 really cheap strength.
Noel is looking really sharp here, man. Wow. Just, yeah, momentum on his side. Winning his sales, You can look, dude. Even the teammates are like, you can see it in their body language too, dude.
Yeah,
They got all the confidence in the world right now.
Yeah, their shoulders are drooping. They're not sitting up alert at all. Like, nah, he's got this in the bag right now. Cal trying to find answers. And yeah, when Noel is this aggressive, like, what do you want to do against Steve Fox? Like, the side that 3+4 is working, but that was way off axis. And you don't want to down jab too much, you might get caught by down 4-2. You hit a high button, you might get back 1. That's a good option. Low parry.
There's a low parry here, and you know, at first you had the health advantage, but now able to once again regain wall control here. Low in the mid splat.
Pixel. Good stuff. All right, signs of life account, important here.
Yeah, little by little. Gotta build it here. Noel backing off too. Not trying to run in any. Yep, there it is. Sidestep double kick.
Man, yeah, it's so hard. Like, if you're Callum, you have to kind of bait the approach so that you bait out of back one and get a whip punish on it.
It's like, how do you do that too, right? You got to show him something that maybe lulls him in the false sense of security, maybe makes him think that there's a whip punish that isn't there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of times, like, since he's countered fishing, he's going to use it as a keep out tool, right? So you just want to kind of get in range where you think you're going to hit a button. And you can just back out again. Sort of like, you know, like a Street Fighter shimmy in a sense. Almost like a throw bait in that game. Now 10 seconds though, Callum with rage. Here comes the rage, got 50-50 time. Gotta go with the low, yeah, had to. Even though he wasn't getting enough damage and Noel had it scouted.
Round 4. Fight.
Yeah, good awareness on the well side either way. And yeah, just even with Callum's really good plays, it just feels like Noel's just in the driver's seat right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think Callum, he's got to go for more low pokes here. He's got to build up the early life lead and then force Noel to come out.
Yeah. Tempo of the match felt completely different when Callum does have light health advantage, but here you go. Read from Noel. Low parry, not quite enough to the wall to finish, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, he's going to be able to close it out here. 2 games up.
Oh boy, starting to fall behind here. South Africa need to chase him. Are we getting some coaching? That's what I'd love to see here. Yeah, Bolivia is big chilling right now. There we go, Spaghetti. Yeah, I want to call him Spag in my head, but it's like Spag to me is always the other one.
Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like you, Spag, that Spaghetti from Sire, y'all all got to fight for the name. Like, I'm tired of
Look, man, I'm
tired of this.
They got to go find some other name for themselves, all right?
Spag, like, we kind of let him get away with it. Like, all right, we'll just shorten it, I guess. Okay, cool. But we can't be doing this with this rename stuff. But I really like just throughout the set, you can feel more and more like less of the pressure on Noel's shoulders. He's established comfort. It said a lot, dude. The opening to that round, nothing happens. 5 seconds in, boom, counter hit back one. Like, why do you have that read on him so hard?
It's a read on anybody who walks into that range against Steve Fox, right? Back one's coming. Yeah, if you're Noel, you got. If you're Callum, you really have to find the life lead early. You know, Eddie has a bunch of lows he could reuse. He's just not really going to them. He's afraid for the approach, really. And when he is approaching, he's coming in with mids and highs, and that's why he's getting caught by the back ones.
And the round that he won too, it came from establishing life lead early on, and then being able to make those calls like you said.
Yeah, because like Steve's damage, like when he needs to make a comeback, like he doesn't have lows, right? So a lot of times you're just holding back against him, forcing him to go low. And the lows he's got, there's not a lot of good options. Force Control 2 is probably the best addition they gave him in terms of like a low that gives him a good chunk of damage, but it's relatively slow, punishable. Probably not the best option, but if you force him into that position, there's not much else he can do. Down 2-1's probably the best, quickest low poke he's got. Down back 3 if he's really up in your face.
And even then, it's still going to take quite a few of those, I think, depending on the size of the lead.
Yeah, so you just got to get even like, 20, 30% life lead and then just chill. Force him to go hit you low.
And the thing is, if you're Eddie too, right, even at that range, the way his backdash works, like you put yourself in position to be able to just get a whip punish. Slip under.
Yeah, and he's ducking you against Steve. That's like the opposite of what you want to do. Maybe he got caught backdashing there with that rocket launcher, but like again, Steve's lows aren't that damaging. And the only reason you want to duck against him really is if you threatened up the down back 3 when you're back to the wall or something.
We'll see. He's gone to the sidestep low well once so far, but not much since then. Okay, counter hit elbow.
Yeah, playing the counter hit game against Steve, a little risky, but finds it this time. Punch that. Yeah, more back to 3, so safe. But the thing is, oh boy, caught him the up forward 4. I would say back to 3 is so safe, but this is one of those moves that you can get counter hit 4. Oh my goodness, he went for the punch counter too against the down forward 1.
Fight.
Callum chilling right now. Such risky choices. Just drop to relax.
Yeah, we haven't really seen him utilize it too much, actually.
No, he's playing a very stand-up game with Steve, and that's what's so risky. Got a little small conversion here, nice.
Big lead here from Callum.
See, on this point, you can just hold back.
Yeah.
Just hold back. You don't have to hit a button. You don't have to dash forward. You don't have to do anything. Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Just back up, back up.
Yeah, just run away all day. Like, what is he gonna hit you with?
Yes, good.
Just keep holding back. Backdash all day.
Okay.
There you go. That's really the game plan. That's all you need to do.
Round 3.
Once you have the life lead against Steve, at least.
Yeah, that makes the opening of the round really important. Just like, man, there's so it's crazy how many matchups work like that. But there you go, low parry. Just like you said.
Yeah.
Putting Steve in that position to be able to call out some lows like that, and then boom.
Wow. Yeah, they traded them back from the super. That's good for Callum.
Yeah,
Up on
it's
four.
Cal's advantage.
Duck. Oh, no duck in the high. Uh-oh. Big group pressure, all right. Ooh. Yeah, this one's a close one. 50-50, pick it up. Noel's got him. Nice conversion and holds on to the round, stays in the game.
Round 4.
Man, if you're Callum, it felt like that one kind of got away from you. But you got, you just need one more round to be able to stay alive in this set.
Yeah, he's getting aggressive now. I don't like it. You gotta chill. And Noel's doing a really good job of keeping the posted down to ones now before he falls too far behind. Good again, another low parry out of Callum. Instead of taking these small blocks against these down twos, etc., just getting these low parries and convert to these small combo damages. Much better, but beautiful conversion, almost.
Also, just being able to push to the wall like that, create more space for him to back up.
Angles here really important. Yeah, that's that new low that is a decent chunk of damage. And here we go, set point for Noel in Bolivia.
Fight.
Yeah, man, I love it too. Now the mids are starting to work out because Noel knows the low poke's coming.
Earn mids, he's up 40% health. Low parry, again, he's just been scouting the lows now.
And they're all low parries too, right? He's not even just trying to down back him, he's looking for the low parries. Big lead here against Noel, but oh man, he's going in.
Yeah, it's like you said, right? He got the wall, you have all that stage behind you, and then you don't throw it away.
Just block, dude. Just backdash and block. You have Eddie. That's the biggest low he's gonna hit you with. But now it's close. Life bar is close. Oh, but he's starting to still look for these low parries. And now you're cornered. Oh my gosh. Noel's got the life lead. 15 seconds. Rock launcher, no. This is where the down by 3 is gonna get scary. Last chance, Callum with rage. The low, he's got the block. 7 seconds. Rage dive mix. 50-50 time. One more chance. He got the win.
God.
Oh my gosh. Woo, you can see he's nervous as hell right now. But he clutches it out. Okay. South Africa's still in it. Get on the board, 2-1. I like the game plan overall in that game, right? He didn't stick to it 100%, but overall it was working out. A lot more low parries, life lead, advantage, maintaining it.
Yeah, he got return from what you were saying too, right? It's just, he definitely, it feels like he's taking a little bit more chances. Like he thinks that he sees something there that he's going in and he's trying to test that a little bit, but he overall had a good response to a lot of the lows that Noel was presenting, like you said, like low parry. And it wasn't even just about damage every time. It's about covering the stage, getting him to the wall. Now you have the whole stage behind you. Just be able to back it up with Eddie, man.
For sure. Yeah, well played by Callum there. Now he's got a little bit of momentum on his side. This gets really interesting here in game 4. Pressure on now. Yeah, we talked about, Bolivia maybe unlucky in the group selection process. Could have been in top 8 instead. But here in the captain circle now, it's not an easy path either, no matter who you go up against. You just need one player on any team, and they could be the one to carry your team in first place.
Yeah, that's been nothing's really changed, dude. That's been the format of this entire event,
I'm shocked that we didn't get any tiebreak scenarios.
Yeah, that's it. Well, don't speak too soon. We might get some later today, but
2 days of action, no tie breaks.
But yeah, we went through the entire group stage with no tiebreakers, but that's also just the format too, is like, you only really need, in some scenarios, you just need one person on your team to step up and just be the wall, you know? Now, of course, you know, in Captain Circle, obviously, it's a 1v1 affair now, but it's still the same way. You just need you need one guy to step up.
I wish we had the card system here just to see the opponent's player first and then counter pick it with your own player.
Missed opportunity, I guess, but going to Forgotten Realm here. Same character matchup here, but man, with the floor breaks to factor in, it's probably going to be even more important for Callum, I think, to stick to that strategy from before.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually surprised to see Steve Fox pick the stage, but I'm curious to see why he wants to do that.
Stage selection is a weird thing, man, with this game, man. Like, some people just like certain stages that don't even like really make sense for their character.
Yeah, it's not about the strategy. Like, yeah, I like the stage a lot. I like the music. I like the decor. Yo, Callum right now.
Comes with the slide.
Yes, okay. That was a dominant round for him, actually. Probably the best round he's had so far. Yeah, that back to Medi is just such a frustrating.
He's been going to it a lot this entire set.
Because,
I mean, obviously, really important tool for him to represent. Obviously,
it's just safe, mid-mid.
Yeah.
Like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal unless you get countered. Yeah, look at that good chunk of damage off it, too. Man, his defense on the lows has been phenomenal so far. Noel chipping away, though. Again, more back 2-3.
It's just an annoying tool to use against Steve's approach.
I wish you would just use the first aspect. The second obviously punishes him with that while standing 1-2, but he doesn't need it!
Oh, man.
I don't know what he did there, because he whipped the down jabs and he tried to follow up anyway. Rocket launcher. Staying mid, Noel tying it up.
Slight delay there, too. He just walked up and just did it.
Oh yeah, he's got such good counter timing in general, right? So he likes having a read in his opponent's timing. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Callum's hitting a lot of buttons, man.
Those are some dangerous whips, man. Especially at that range against this guy, against this character.
Like, if there was a back one behind any of those, that would have been a counter in. 30 seconds, so little damage.
It's funny, compared to the first game, the rounds now feel a lot more grindy.
Gotta be.
A lot more slower pace. Respect to Callum though. He's playing the life again. He's playing the clock.
He's got to chill here right now though. Like 10 seconds, just back. Just go back. Why are you hitting buttons? Just hold back.
And that might them. Oh my God!
He got it back.
No!
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's smiling over there. But man, he made that way harder on himself.
What the hell just happened?
They stumped each other's range drives with 3 seconds to go. Bro, that was crazy. All right, Noel though. Much better round here. Trying to close out, and wow, this is looking good. And we get the floor break. Beat down, Jimmy is perfect, trying to close it out. Set point again for Bolivia.
That's just Steve things happening, man. Steve round like that. 7 point for Noel still.
Woo! Yeah, Calvin getting floor break. It's gonna be a combo conversion here. Not that much damage though.
Not that much damage, but it's about the real estate. Look at the positioning.
Yep. He's sidestepping out of there.
Yeah, okay.
He's gotta watch out that back 2-3 though. Push him around a little bit of damage. Follow, miss the follow, but gets countered down forward 2 here.
And this is big for Callum.
Yeah, this is huge. You can play the game now. You can run away all day. Oh,
The low's end up.
Oh, not the wall, too. Uh-oh, double albatross low. More lows. He's caught up. It's over. It's over.
Well, spread your wings, bruh. 3-1 here. Bolivia going to be moving on in the captain circle.
Wow, and Callum running over to shake their hand right now. Well played to Noel. Bolivia advancing single elimination format. But man, Callum had such a huge lead. That final round, and Noel turned it around like 3 seconds.
The last 2 rounds of that last game were pretty. The last 2-3 rounds were pretty nutty. But you know, to Callum's credit too, I feel like every time I see him at an event, this dude's like all smiles and all giddy up until it's time to sit down, and then no matter what happens, you know, it's right back to that.
Yeah, he's a good sportsman for sure. We see all the other South African players there going over to congratulate the Bolivian team. But it will be Bolivia advancing here. Man, Noel's Steve Fox getting it done. This is a look back. Was this game 1 I don't remember?
And this was, like, we talked about it when they first sat down. I felt like throughout this set, this was the most we saw him kind of back off at some points.
Definitely.
This entire week.
Yeah, he was definitely switching it up, right? He came out very aggressive, I think, early. Didn't work out. He's like, all right, I immediately need to switch this up. Started playing back a lot more. Callum had some success early, too, but, you know, there's an early 2-0 lead for Noel. Yeah, Bolivia was real happy with this.
What was that?
Toho, I think he was doing some jabs there, like a boxer. He's doing a little 1-1-2 action. Look at these, man, Callum was scrapping to get these wins. He barely hung on to get himself on the board. Handstand rollback, kept him in just a little bit longer. But then we go to game 4 right here. And man, you know, honestly, Callum, I said, this was the wild round, I think, right?
Stomp, and then look, oh
Stomp
my
the
God.
rage drive, stomp your rage drive.
Back at you, stomp it again.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, look at his life lead. Everything, just everything.
Then
is
Noel,
over.
just like a bird, man. Albatross. But let's check out and see what Steve has to say on the stage.